My name is William Amsterdam, and I am Generation Young.
我是 William Amsterdam， 是青春样世代。
My name is Brandon Patton, I'm also Generation Young.
我是 Brandon Patton， 我也是青春样世代。
I want you every time to go with us and to say Generation Young when we will ask you.
我希望在这个演讲中，如果我们问大家的时候，大家要回答我们是 Generation Young。
So you are Generation Young.
我们是 Generation Young。
Brandon, tell me who you are, please.
告诉我你是谁？
大家好，我的名字是 Brandon Patton。我是从美国纽约来的，然后我为了要给你们介绍这个新产品，叫 Finity。但是对不起，不好意思大家，我觉得我的普通话不够好，所以他会帮我做一个翻译，可以吗？可以吗？我继续说，因为我的中文真的不够好。
No, ask him to continue in Chinese.
可以请大家叫他讲中文。
So today we're going to talk about Finity, the best product in the world to reverse aging.
今天要跟大家介绍的是全世界最好的猎鹰产品 Finity。
In Finity, we have two kinds of ingredients.
Finity 里面有2大成分。
We have one, what we call TA65.
其中一个就是 TA65。
And on the other side, we have other ingredients.
还有另外一部分就是其他的非常重要的成分。
So Brandon come directly from New York to tell us about TA65.
所以 Brandon 今天特地从纽约来，就是要跟我们介绍 TA65 到底是什么。
But before, in order to understand what is TA65, we have to give you the basic of DNA and chromosome.
不过呢，在我们探讨什么是 TA65 之前，我们要先了解 DNA 以及染色体的一些基本原理。
And the first question that I want to ask you, Brandon, what means telomere, this barbaric word?
我想问你哦，到底什么是 telomere？
Okay,
in Chinese, please.
是不是断裂？好，你们刚刚看那个电影，他们说那个断裂是什么啊 ？So to understand how amazing a product Finity is, we really need to understand what are telomeres.
如果我们想知道 Finity 这个产品多么的神奇的话，一定要了解什么是端粒。
So telomeres, 端粒, are those little bits of DNA that are the ends of chromosomes that affect the aging process.
端粒就是染色体末端的 DNA 会影响我们衰老的过程。
Just like the shoelace, the strands of a shoelace with a plastic tip, the telomeres, 端粒, are the plastic or the caps of the DNA strand that protect the rest of the DNA.
我们的 DNA 就像鞋带一样，我们鞋带末端有一个保护的套子，让我们的端粒就是这个保护套，可以让我们的染色体健康完整。
So every tissue, I'm talking like skin tissues, liver and heart, everything, are all made up of cells. And telomeres are in all of those cells, and they act as the aging clock.
我们身体的各种组织，包含心脏、肝脏、皮肤等等，都有各式各样的细胞组成，而每个细胞里面都有端粒，它会影响我们身体的老化过程，也是我们细胞的生理时钟。
So here you can see a DNA strand, and 那个黄色的就是那个端粒。Okay, and they're protecting the DNA strand, and they're also responsible for maintaining the integrity of the cell and the stability of the cell.
所以在 DNA 的末端看到黄色的部分，那个就是端粒，可以让我们的 DNA 和染色体完整。
He's good. It's the first time that he's talking in front of so much audience.
现在属于年轻的世代，未来就是青春样世代。
Now, Brandon, why telomeres are so important in the life?
告诉我为什么端粒对我们人生这么的重要？
Well, as we know what they are now, they're the end caps of the chromosomes and they protect our genes, but they also allow our cells to function and replicate properly.
端粒是位于染色体的末端，可以保护我们的基因，可以让我们的细胞正常的运作。
So age-related decline, dysfunction, and shortened lifespan is all related to telomere shortening.
所以，我们随着年岁增长，我们的生理的机能慢慢的退化，其实这都是跟端粒的缩短非常的相关。
So when the cells divide, the telomeres are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You can see in the DNA strands, they're getting shorter and shorter until there's finally nothing left.
所以每一次的细胞分化，端粒就会变短，所以分化的越多，端粒越短，后来就快要几乎不见了。
结果就是细胞衰老和死亡。你可以看。
This is what you say.
Yeah. So the bottom line, the most important thing you need to learn is that without the protection of telomeres, our cells, they age and they die. It's that simple.
所以今天大家一定要记住的是，如果细胞里面没有端粒的话，我们的细胞就会衰老死亡。
Another important point I want to make is that your telomere length actually represents your biological age and not your chronological age.
还有大家要搞清楚哦，端粒它的长度呢，代表是我们细胞的真正的年龄，而不是我们实际的岁数，这两个是不一样的东西。
For example, I am 28 years old chronologically. I've been around for 28 years, but my telomere length might mean that I'm actually biologically older or younger.
以我自己为例好了，我自己是28岁，我的实际的年龄就是28岁，我活了28年，可是我的端粒呢，很有可能比28岁更年轻，或者是更老。
So now we can see in the slide the ticking clock of telomeres. When one cell becomes two cells become 4, and so on. The telomeres are getting shorter and shorter like the fuse of a clock until finally there's nothing left.
所以说，我们端粒就有点像身体里面的沙漏，它在倒数我们细胞的寿命。所以每一次的细胞分裂，端粒就会变得越来越短，后来端粒就几乎不见了。
So, Brandon, we understand now what means telomeres.
好，现在我们了解了 telomere 是什么了嘛？所以端粒是什么？
We understand that they shorten and shorten and make our life miserable.
我们了解啊，端粒越来越短，我们的生命就会越来越痛苦。
But I want you to tell me how miserable they will make it on our life, the shortening of telomeres.
我真的很想问哦，端粒变短的话，对我们到底会有多么严重的后果呢
？Okay, 端粒缩短会带来什么影响 ？Okay, so I want to tell you about some studies. There's so many studies that are going on about telomere shortening.
现在我跟大家分享关于端粒缩短的研究，目前有许多的研究。
The first study I want to talk about is a study that followed 800 people for 10 years.
我现在跟大家谈的是一个做了10年，针对800个人进行的研究。
And they found out that people with short telomeres were 11 times more likely to die of cancer than the people with longer telomeres. 11倍。
所以我发现呢，端粒比较短的人，他们罹癌的几率居然是别人的11倍耶。
It's a big deal. Another study showed that people with short telomeres in their immune cells had twice the risk of heart failure than people with longer telomeres.
然后另外一个研究发现，如果一个人他的免疫细胞里面的端粒最短的话，那么他得到心脏疾病的几率就是别人的2倍。
There's tons more science studies out there, but what I want to really leave with you is that short telomeres are involved in almost all the diseases of aging.
当然，目前有非常多关于端粒的研究，但大家一定要记得的是，端粒跟我们现在所有老化的症状都息息相关。
So we have see first what is telomere. We have see that telomere when they shorten is bad for our health.
所以我们现在知道端粒是什么，那如果端粒不断的缩短，对我们会有什么样严重的后果？
But there is something very, very special called telomerase.
但是呢，现在又有一个新的名字叫成 telomerase， 这是什么啊？
You have to make a difference between telomere and telomerase.
所以刚刚那个新的字叫端粒酶，那端粒跟端粒酶两者到底有什么差别呢？
And this is big deal because somebody win Nobel Prize for finding what was telomerase.
这个很重要，因为呢，最近我们才发现到底什么是端粒酶。
You see, Elizabeth Blackburn won the Nobel Prize because she finds something very surprising.
这位博士 Elizabeth Blackburn， 她就是因为有一个重大的发现，所以得了诺贝尔医学奖。
You know, in our body we have two kinds of cells.
身体中有两种细胞，
We have the reproductive cells, the germinal cells, which are spermatozoid and ovula, the one which will give us the ability to reproduce.
我们身体中有所谓的繁殖细胞，让我们可以繁衍后代或者是增生。
And you have the other cells, which are our body cells. We call it somatic cells, as our body.
另外一种细胞就是维持我们身体其他部位的细胞。
And she finds out something. In the germinal cells, in the sexual cells, the telomere never shorten.
那 Blackburn 博士的发现呢，就是生殖细胞中的端粒从来不会缩短诶。
And it's normal because if I have short telomeres and she has short telomeres and we make a baby, the baby will have short telomeres and will never grow.
就发现是，如果夫妻双方都有很短的端粒的话，那么生出来的小孩的端粒也会很短，不可能增长。
And she tried to find out why, and she found out that because they have an enzyme called telomerase.
结果发现，之所以这个端粒的长度不会受到影响，是因为它有所谓的端粒酶。
And Brendan, what does telomerase?
所以
端粒酶的功能到底是什么呢？
我有好消息，这个端粒我们可以延长 ，so we can lengthen short telomeres with the enzyme telomerase. It can actually slow down the shortening of telomeres and even reverse it.
所以我们有办法可以延缓端粒的缩短，通过这个特殊的酵素、特殊的酶，甚至可以逆转这个缩短的进程。
Telomerase is a natural enzyme that's already in your body, which stabilizes telomere length by adding back bits of DNA to the ends of the chromosomes.
其实我们的身体里面就已经是有端粒酶，那端粒酶可以帮助我们身体修复我们身体里面的 DNA 的末端。
So telomerase prevents and actually reverses telomere shortening. And you can see the telomeres growing back when telomerase is present.
所以端粒酶呢，可以帮助我们修补我们的端粒，甚至可以逆转这个缩短的过程。
And cells continue to replicate and replicate like healthy functioning cells.
那因为我们的端粒并没有缩短，很正常，所以我们的细胞也可以正常运作，不断的复制，变得越来越健康。
So now we know that we have telomere which shorten. We know that there is an enzyme called telomerase which is sleeping most of the time except in spermatozoids or sex cells.
所以我们现在知道端粒是什么，为什么端粒会缩短？那我们认识的端粒酶，端粒酶出现在我们的繁殖细胞里面，大部分的时候是休眠的。
Can we activate this telomerase which is always sleeping? It is a pity for us, but it's always sleeping.
不觉得很可惜吗？我们身体里面本来就有端粒酶啊，可大部分的时候他们都在休眠，我们有没有办法激活这个端粒酶，运用这个端粒酶呢？
Brandon, can we?
Well, we've already learned that what telomeres are, why they're important, and what telomerase is. So the big question is, can we activate telomerase?
所以我们现在知道什么是端粒，什么是端粒酶，这两者的功能又是什么？所以现在要问的是，我们是否能够激活端粒酶？
答案就是我们可以，
真的做得到。
With TA65. TA65 is the world's only proven, safe, and effective telomerase activator.
我们的秘方就是 TA65，TA65 是全球唯一证实有效而且安全可以激活端粒酶的成分。
And it is a key ingredient in Finity.
这就是我们 Finity 里面的秘密配方。
So what is TA65? TA65 is a rare molecule that is from a common traditional plant, but it's just one molecule out of the thousands of molecules.
所以到底什么是 TA65 呢？其实我们在传统的中药材里面就可以找到 TA65 的成分，它是一种分子，那它是在我们千千万种分子里面精挑细选出来的一种特殊的分子。
What can it do? TA65 can activate telomerase and in aging human cells.
那是运用 TA65 就可以激活我们的端粒酶，这样就可以逆转老化的过程。
This is, you have to do it in Chinese, please. Try.
请你用中文解释这张图可以吗？
好，这两只老鼠是同向的年龄，但是上面的老鼠，它的端粒就很少，很小，很短，不好意思，很短。然后下面的老鼠，端粒很长。那你可以看是它们的区别很大，对不对？Okay, but the top one not only does it look bad, but it's got gray and thinning hair. It has a weakened immune system and a shorter lifespan.
上面这只老鼠端粒比较短，所以它的寿命比较短，头发比较稀疏、灰白，而且免疫系统也非常的虚弱。
But the one on the bottom has a great coat and was full of vitality and actually lived longer.
下面这一只呢，因为它端粒比较长，所以它的身体呢充满活力，而且毛发非常的漂亮浓密。
So telomerase activation can do some very powerful things.
所以从这个研究，我们就会发现，端粒酶的效果和端粒很有关，而且它对我们的寿命也息息相关。
So the last point I want to make about TA65 and telomerase activation is that it may be the key to keeping our tissues alive longer by slowing down the aging of our cells.
所以，请大家记住，今天的重点就是说，我们透过 TA65来激活我们的端粒酶，然后透过这样的机制，我们就可以逆转老化，让我们的细胞、我们的身体可以活得更健康、更长寿。
Thank you, Brandon. I love the way that you talk. And please give him an applause.
谢谢 Brandon， 讲得真的非常好，请大家掌声鼓励。
He's good.
他很棒，对不对？
So, stay here. So in what we want in Finity is, I'm sorry, to have more than TA65.
当然啦，我们 Finity 里面不是只有 TA65而已。
So we took TA65 from his company and we add other ingredients.
所以我们不仅融入了 TA65，我们也加入了其他的成分。
Now with the other ingredient, we're going to broaden the spectrum of benefits.
就是因为添加这些成分，所以 Infinity 的效用更加的广泛，更加的有效。
We are going to work on DNA, on stem cells, on calorie mimetic activator that you will see later this afternoon.
所以呢，它能够对我们的干细胞、对我们的 DNA， 甚至我们身体的其他部分的机制，都有非常深远的效果。
So you are going to tell me, wait, do I have to wait 30 years to see results?
有人就问我说：“我是否是真的要实验这么久，30年的才看得到这样的功效呢？”
No. Within a month, you start to see results on your body.
根本就不用，只要1个月，你就看到非常明显的效果。
The first thing that you look is at your face.
就先看看你的脸，就会感到非常的惊艳。
It's smoother, hydrated, and firm.
更加的光滑、水嫩，更为紧实。
The second thing is you get energy every day, better energy.
而且吃了之后，不仅改善你的脸部的样子，让你每天元气满满。
You sleep better.
睡得更好，睡得更饱。
You have less fatigue when you are in front of your computer, or your Android, or your iPad, whatever.
它不仅可以让你全身都充满活力，消除疲劳，让你随时随地思绪眼睛都很清晰。
You may even improve your body fat.
甚至还可以消除你的体脂肪。
You have more positive mood.
让你的心情更好、更开心、更稳定。
Less emotional swing.
不会让你的情绪起伏高高低低很频繁。
You may have no flu here in the winter, but in Europe it's improved your resistance to winter flu.
而且可以让你身体更强健，不容易感冒。
And at the end, it's reverse aging. I'm saying reverse aging, not delay aging, reverse aging.
但最重要的是，这个产品不仅可以延缓老化，根本就是逆转老化。
And many more. Please, can you just list all
你
that?
看，还有这么多的功能和疗效哎。
So, what in fact, you know, what we have every day, we have DNA damages.
我们每天 DNA 都受到各式各样的衰损。
The problem is not to fight against DNA damage because we cannot, but we can repair faster. And that's where we work. All the scientists work on that, and we work on DNA repair.
我们没有办法避免 DNA 被破坏，但是我们真的做得到的就是可以去修补我们的 DNA， 这样功效其实更快。
Finity is the best maintenance service for DNA that we have in our body.
杰斯就是提供全球最棒的 DNA 修复服务。
My name is William Amzalai.
我的名字是 Brandon Patton.
And we are Generation Young.
我们是 Generation Young，
And you are
你们也是。
Generation Young. Thank you very much.
谢谢大家。
谢谢 Dr. William and Dr. Brandon。
Thank you. Thank you for the translator.
好，谢谢，谢谢。
Is William Amzalai. And I am Generation Young.
我是 William。等一下呢，我要请大家跟着我一起说，我是青春样世代。那他说 You are 的时候，大家就要一起喊哦。
So, you are... Wait. You are... Thank you.
谢谢。
So, what means that?
到底
What is the
Generation
difference?
Young 青春样世代到底是什么意思啊？
What is the difference between young generation and Generation Young?
Young Generation 年轻世代跟 Generation Young 青春样世代，到底两者有什么差别呢？
When we talk about young generation, we talk about chronological age.
所谓的年轻，指的是我刚刚说的年轻人啊，那可能是指你的年岁比较年轻。
Which means we born, we are baby, a kid, an adult, a young junior, a senior, and caput. Nothing.
就像我们出生成长的进程，出生是婴儿，演变成儿童，变成少年、中年、老年而死去，这是一个很自然的生理的进程。
Let's see how we can make a difference. Generation, you mean that yesterday we were old at 80 years.
那青春样世代怎么样带来划时代革命呢？过去我们会说80岁的人就是老人。
Tomorrow we will be young at 120 years.
但未来120岁也可以所谓的青春年轻人。
This is our target in Jeunesse.
这就是我们杰斯的终极目标。
You know, getting age or getting years is inevitable, but aging is not.
所以我们活得越久，年岁越来越增长，这是没有办法避免的。可是我们可以逆转老化，我们可以逆龄，这是做得到的。
Why? Because we age in our cells.
因为我们的细胞会老化。
So let's see what happened in our 60 trillion cells.
那我们来看看一个63岁的63，我们好身体里面好多亿的细胞，到底老化的过程 或者是它的组织到底是怎么样。
What do we see? A cell with a center which is a nucleus, and this is where you have the tic-tac.
我们身体里面有60几条的细胞，那我们在细胞的中心呢，我们会看到像这样的东西。
Because in these cells there is these little things that we call chromosome.
这个就是所谓的染色体。
And this chromosome contain DNA.
在染色体里面就有 DNA。
And this is the key point, DNA.
这是今天的重点 ，DNA， 大家要记住哦。
Because DNA contains all our genes, approximately 40,000, which represent 3 billion codes, different codes.
我们身体里面有超过4万以上的 DNA，DNA 里面有许多的基因码。
What for? What for these codes?
为什么 DNA 里面要有这么多的基因码？它们到底是干嘛呢
To build protein, to build what we are.
基因码就是要制造蛋白质，创造我们的人体，这是我们人体的非常重要的组成。
This is why we need DNA, the code, and the genes.
这是为什么我们的 DNA 要有这么多的基因码。
So everything is Jeunesse is targeted on DNA.
所以杰斯所有的努力、所有的开发都是针对 DNA 来开发的。
And this is the coherence of our product because we all have a common goal protecting our DNA.
所以杰斯所有的产品都有一个共同目标，就是要保护我们的 DNA。
We have a wide range of products that you can see here, but we don't have time today to go in detail in all the products.
可以看到，我们杰斯有非常多的产品，但是因为今天时间的关系，我没办法逐一仔细的介绍。
So we will go to the key point for each product.
但是我会重点的一一介绍每一个产品。
Let's start by Luminous.
我们先从复活系列开始讲。
What is the first key point?
所以第一个重点是什么呢
You saw him this morning, Dr. Newman.
大家今天早上都有听到 Dr. Newman 的演讲。
Dr. Newman is the inventor, the designer, the scientist who is behind all the Luminous line.
Newman 博士就是创造了这个复活系列的研发者、开发者，多亏有他，我们才有复活系列。
So what I want to give you is a clear idea of what he's doing.
那我现在就是要让大家更了解 Newman 博士他的贡献以及他的革命性的科技。
In his clinic, he's taking the stem cells from the fat and reinjecting on the face, and he have wonderful results.
在他自己私人的诊所里面，他会抽取脂肪中的干细胞，并把它注射在所需要的部位，让他们的肌肤再生，焕然一新。
And this is a medical procedure. We cannot do that. We cannot inject stem cells on the face.
不过这种是比较医疗的疗程，我们杰斯我们的专长不是在这个部分。
So he invented a serum called stem cell lift topical, which do not contain stem cells but growth factors.
但是我们更厉害的是，Newman 博士帮我们开发出了一种是可以局部使用的生长因子，可以放入我们这个精华露里面。
And this is a non-medical procedure that we can use, of course.
这是一种非医疗的技术，每一个人都可以用。
Now, the key word is this one. If you have somebody asking you,
如果有人问你哦，复活系列到底是什么，一定要记住这个关键字。
there is no stem cells in the serum, but everything in the serum is produced by the stem cells.
产品里面没有任何干细胞，但是这里面所有东西都是干细胞产生的。
Let me explain you how these things work.
那我现在来解释一下，我们这个精华露怎么样发挥神奇的功效。
Dr. Newman take from his patient fat.
所以 Newman 博士他先从病人身上抽取脂肪。
He explained you that fat has a lot of stem cells inside.
像他今天早上有提过嘛，身体中 干细胞浓度最高的地方就是我们的脂肪。
Everybody agree now this is the best location to extract stem cells, as you can see.
大家都知道，如果要抽干细胞，就是要从脂肪抽，这是最棒的地方。
So when he extracts the fat, he will separate the fat from the stem cells.
所以它抽出来之后呢，会把脂肪跟干细胞分离。
And then he's going to put the stem cells in a media, in a nutrient environment.
分离出来的干细胞会把它放在培养皿里面。
And what these stem cells do when they are in a nice environment?
那把干细胞放在这么营养丰富的环境中，会发生什么样的变化呢？
They're reproduced by millions.
它们就不断的复制，成千上万的复制。
But not only that, every stem cells talk to the other stem cell. They don't stop to talk 24 hours a day.
它们不仅不断的复制，而且细胞和细胞、干细胞之间还会彼此沟通对话。
What they talk with a specific language to manufacture a very special things called growth factors.
他们怎么沟通呢？就是运用这种非常特殊的生长因子，让细胞之间可以彼此沟通。
Now, the big difference, stem cells are fresh cells. You cannot put it on the skin because fresh cells do not survive on the skin.
但是大家要知道，新鲜的细胞像干细胞，你不能直接把它擦在脸上，因为它在这种没有养分的环境，它是没有办法存活的。
But growth factors are molecule, and molecule can survive on the skin and can work.
但是呢，生长因子它是一种因子，它可以在我们皮肤细胞上面存活，所以才能够发挥功效。
So what are these bizarre growth factors?
所以啊，这个生长因子到底是什么？为什么这么神奇呢？
They are molecules which have been trained to do a very specific job.
生长因子有非常特殊的任务，
And their job is to repair, to maintain, to refresh, to replace cells.
他们的任务就是要不断的修复、维持，还有再生，让细胞不断的能够自我再生。
So let's see this miracle. Stem cells are producing wonderful tools to repair our skin.
所以总结来说，干细胞会生长出这些生长因子，能够帮助我们修复我们的肌肤。
We have more than 200 different growth factors in the serum.
而且好消息是啊，我们这个精华露里面有超过200种的生长因子，
Enough to repair any kind of skin.
什么样的肌肤、什么样的问题都可以修复。
So because of the strong power of this growth factor, we have strong benefits.
就是因为这些生长因子这么的厉害，所以呢，我们用了这一瓶之后，就可以达到非常多的功效。
The first thing that these growth factors are going to do is to repair and grow collagen.
第一个，生长因子可以修复我们的胶原蛋白，制造更多的胶原蛋白。
And when you grow collagen, you are dealing with wrinkles.
只要你的胶原蛋白够多，你的皱纹、细纹通通都会消除。
It will reduce spots.
还会
You know, this little mark that we have in the hands when we become to be major.
还可以消除你身上的任何的斑点。
It will reduce the skin roughness that we have many times, you know, this redness that we don't like.
可以消除我们脸部的粗糙感，消除泛红，让我们的皮肤更细致、更漂亮。
It will improve the skin texture and elasticity. We don't have any more of that.
可以让我们的肌肤更为的水嫩、更为的滑润，让我们的脖子的这些皱纹都消失。
It improves the skin smoothness and the tightness.
让我们的肌肤更细致、更紧实。
So you see now, between what Dr. Newman told you this morning and now, I hope you have a clear idea of how growth factor and stem cells work on the skin.
想必大家今天早上听了 Newman 博士以及我刚刚那个复习之后呢，大家都很清楚生长因子跟干细胞之间的关系，以及它们的各自的功能和疗效。
Let's talk about the second product, Reserve.
我们现在来介绍第二个产品，就是
You know why it is called Reserve?
你知道为什么这个叫做 Reserve 配全精华吗？
Because it contains one ingredient called resveratrol.
因为它里面含有 resveratrol， 就是白藜芦醇。
Let me tell you the story of resveratrol.
我现在来跟大家讲讲白藜芦醇的小故事。
Do you know one thing? If you eat less, you will live longer.
大家有没有听过一个理论，就是你只要吃的越少，活得越久？大家有听过吗？
You know, this is a proof. This have been proved all over the world. You eat 50% less, you live 30% more.
各种研究都证实哦，如果你食量减半的话，你的寿命就会延长30%。
This has been shown in thousands of mice.
根据我们对于许多的老鼠、上千只老鼠的研究，不断的证实，减少热量摄取可以延长我们的寿命。
But this has been proven also in human beings, and especially in Japan, in some islands where there is a lot of centenarians.
而且控制热量的摄取延长寿命这件事情呢，不只对老鼠有用，对人也非常有用。例如说，在日本的冲绳啊，或者一些岛屿上面的人类，都是因为他们吃得少，所以活得久。
So the question was, why? If we eat less, we'll live longer.
所以到底为什么我们吃得少反而活得更久啊？
Well, Dr. Sinclair from Harvard University find the answer.
哈佛大学的 Sinclair 博士找到答案。
I told you in the beginning that we have 40,000 genes.
刚刚我跟大家说了嘛，我们身体有超过4万以上的基因。
But most of them are sleeping. They are not activated. They sleep all the life.
但是呢，我们身体里面大部分的基因都是休眠的状态，并没有活化。
Only 10% of our genes are really working 24 hours a day.
我们身上只有10%的基因呢是24小时在运作的。
So what Sinclair find is that we have a calorie restriction when we eat less. It's like we are in a starving process, and then the body is in danger.
所以 Sinclair 博士他的研究发现呢，如果我们吃得少，就好像把身体放在一个饥荒的状态。
And when we are in danger, some genes wake up.
那我们在饥荒的状态时，就会启动我们身体一些机制，很多的基因就会醒过来。
Especially two.
特别是有2种基因
They are called Citrulline 1 and 3.
，Citrulline 1 and 3， 遗憾这2种基因会醒过来。
And when they are activated, they boost everything in the body. You become to be a Superman.
但是只要这2个基因一活起来的话，全身就会元气满满，就像超人一样。
Your immune system, your respiratory, your cardiovascular, everything work okay, which means that you become younger.
所以你的免疫系统啊、呼吸系统和循环系统，全身各个方位都变得非常有能量。
My question is to everybody, are you ready to eat every day of your life, all your life, 50% less? Are you ready?
我想问大家啊，大家有没有准备好要食量减半，一辈子都食量减半的？
I'm not ready.
你做不到啊。
So Dr. Sinclair has an idea.
所以呢 ，Sinclair 博士就有一个很棒的想法。
Can we find in nature something which will mimic calorie restriction without having to eat less?
我们可以找到某一种物质可以复制同样的效果，可是呢，我们却不需要食量减半。
He come to see us in France.
所以他就来法国找杰斯，
Energy in the muscles.
让我们的肌肉更有力，
It will enhance muscle strength.
让我们的肌肉耐力更强，
It will decrease fatigue.
让我们不会疲劳，精神满满，
It will improve coordination.
让我们身体协调度提高，
And finally, it will improve longevity.
而且还可以让我们延长寿命，这才是重点啊！
So Reserve is a wonderful product. Take it, use it largely. Everybody can use it.
而且好消息是，这个产品不仅可以让我们寿命延长，而且大家都可以使用，大家都可以用。
Finity, you heard this morning about Brandon and myself talking about Finity. I just want to make very key point.
今天早上大家都应该听到我和 Brandon 在介绍 Finity， 然后我现在就很快的带过。
The first point, you understand what was telomere, the end of the chromosome, protecting the chromosome.
复习一下，端粒就是保护染色体两端的这个物质。
The second point, you understand that when telomere shorten, we have big problem.
大家应该都记得，端粒缩短，我们就会身体会有问题。
But fortunately, we may have an enzyme, a molecule which will rebuild telomeres.
但好消息是，我们有所谓的端粒酶，可以让我们重建端粒的长度。
Which exists, but it's sleeping, like the gene shift between 1 and 3. This is sleeping all the time.
我们有端粒酶，但是我们的端粒酶都在休眠，就像我们身体里面许多基因一样，没有被净化。
Can we activate this enzyme which is sleeping? Yes, we can.
我们可不可以激化这些睡眠中的端粒酶呢？我们可以，我们绝对办得到。
We can with the ingredient that we have in our Finity called TA65.
因为在我们的 Finity 里面有所谓的 TA65 的成分。
TA65 is coming from a very ancient traditional herb found in China.
TA65 是从传统的中药材中萃取而出。
It took a lot of time to extract one molecule on the 2000 molecule that is in his roots.
在这个神奇的药材之中，其实有高达2000多个粒子，我们要费很多的心力才能萃取这么珍贵的粒子。
And there are hundreds of publications to prove that TA65 increase telomere length.
许多研究都显示 TA65 可以促进激化端粒酶。
Of course, like I told you, we have other ingredients which will make this product even more potent.
当然，我们也有其他的成分让这个产品更厉害。
So you have seen that this morning.
大家应该都记得。
Let's go to the next one. Have you heard about Propectin?
接下来我要跟大家介绍另一项产品，大家有没有听过活佩乐？
Propectin is a soluble powder.
这是一种可溶的粉末。
But this powder is made of very small granules. We call them nanogranules because they are the level of the micron.
但是这个粉末呢，非常的细致，有奈米等级的细致。
It's come from a special apple from Poland, and only here we cannot find this type of ingredient elsewhere than in this apple from Poland.
而其中的精华是萃取自波兰独有的苹果，在世界其他地方找不到这样的苹果，找不到这样的元素。
It is a patented process, and we have the exclusive of this patented process.
而这个产品的效果就是保护我们的身体。
If you want one word for Propectin, detox.
关键字就是排毒。
Remember, Propectin equal detox.
活佩乐就是排毒。
Detox of what?
那到底要排什么毒啊？
Of almost everything.
什么毒都可以排。
But the good things that is detoxifying from heavy metal that we may have from the environment.
举例来说，可以排除我们体内因为外在污染的环境所获得的一些重金属，全部都可以排掉。
It will detox if you have any radiation levels coming from cesium-137.
如果受到辐射线照射，体内的有害辐射也可以通通排除。
And this is published clinical trial.
而且这些都有临床研究证实的效果。
It will help you to maintain your blood sugar at a healthy level.
它可以让你的身体全面的变得更健康。
It will help you to get your cholesterol at a healthy level.
维持你的血糖，维持你的胆固醇在健康值。
Now, Propectin has been endorsed by Dr. Michael Nobel.
Michael Nobel 博士呢，为这个产品背书。
Dr. Michael Nobel from the Nobel Foundation have never endorsed any product in his life. This is the only one that he endorsed.
诺伯博士就是来自于创办诺贝尔奖的这个家族，他们家族从来没有为任何产品的背书，可是却为这个产品背书。
So my time is limited, and I will try to give you full pictures of our product.
因为时间有限，我现在要帮大家回顾我们全系列产品的精华。
You understood, and you understand with me, that the problem of aging is in our DNA.
我想大家现在都很清楚，老化的问题的根源就在我们的 DNA。
And if we want to resolve this problem, we have to go inside the DNA.
如果要解决老化的问题的话，我们一定要深入我们的 DNA 来找到解决方案。
In Jeunesse, if we can keep one cell healthy, we can do it also for 60 trillion cells.
如果杰斯可以帮助大家让一个细胞健康的话，那么全身60兆的细胞都会变得很健康。
Now, you can take whatever you want. You can take Jeunesse product. If you don't make a little effort on your lifestyle, you will reduce the chance of getting young.
你可以购买任何的杰斯产品，可以尽量使用，但同时大家也要知道健康的生活方式的重要性。
You have to improve your nutrition. You have to improve your physical activity.
要吃的营养，要多运动。
You have to fight against stress.
要解除身体的压力，要适时舒压。
You have to have a positive mind and fight against toxic thought.
要维持正向乐观的心态，不要思考很负面。
You have to avoid toxic relationship.
也要避开负面的情感关系。
Well, all that will double the efficiency of the product if you do that.
如果你的生活的各个方面都很健康，那么用杰斯的产品再加进去，一定会效果十足。
The time that we'll live, which is the longevity, will depend on how fast and how good we can repair DNA.
我们要如何延长寿命，就端看我们怎么样去修复我们的 DNA， 可以修复得多快。
But if you really want to consolidate that and being a real generation you will have to improve your lifestyle.
但是呢，如果想要维持这个 DNA 修复的效果，活得更年轻，活得更久，更健康，那么一定要有好的生活方式，才可以是真正的青春样时代。
My name is William Amzalak, and I am Generation Young.
我是 William， 我是青春样时代。
And you are